I must remark that Mr Humphreys is looking particularly comfortable in the leader's seat today. Deputy Mary Lou McDonald, please.
Thank you. I'll refrain from comment on that, Ceann Comhairle. So welcome back, everybody, and Happy New Year. Well, that's good news, Ceann Comhairle, to start the year off on. Minister, in April 2021, a vulture fund was on course to buy up the majority of homes in Mullen Park, Maynooth. Do you remember that? You should, as it provoked widespread public anger. And at the time, your government said that it was unacceptable for investment funds to buy up homes from under the noses of ordinary buyers. Government said that they would sort it out. But here we are, in 2024, and investment funds continue to bulk buy family homes at the expense of workers and families. In Belcamp Manor in Dublin, it is a case of here we go again. A vulture fund has bought up 85% of the homes in that development, that is 46 of 54 homes. They now put these homes up for rent, charging upwards of €3,000 a month. So it's a real kick in the teeth for those who have scrimped and saved and sacrificed for years to buy a home. This isn't a once-off either, and government knows it. Up to March of last year, the Department of Finance revealed that investment funds had snapped up 630 homes in 2 years. And yet the Taoiseach acts surprised again, and he tells us that government will have to take a look at how the bulk purchase of Belcamp Manor happened. But he knows that this happened because of government policy. In 2020, your government actually voted down a Sinn Féin amendment to the finance bill to address this very issue. It was months later, in response to the public outcry over Mullen Park, that you introduced some measures. And at the time, you were warned that these measures were designed to fail. You were warned that you set a stamp duty that was too low to stop the vulture funds. You were warned that there were tens of thousands of homes already in the planning process and left at risk of being snapped up by investment funds. But government didn't listen, and this is exactly what's happening. Of course, you didn't touch the sweetheart financial arrangements afforded to these funds by Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil, which sees them pay no capital gains tax and not a single red cent on their obscene rental incomes. The truth is, government policy enables and encourages these funds. So we are well past the point of government looking at how this happened. You already know how and you know why. What we now need is action to stop it. Tuna crack histi ceannach tihi chowli gan ská, gan noira, ó Ibrithe agus chowli agus ó gnógaoine a hóháil gach laughing and conchach a ceannach, agus cahar stop a cur leis loirach. Minister, in the midst of a housing crisis, people need a government on their side, not in the corner of wealthy vulture funds. Government had a choice in 2021 and you have a choice now. You can again choose to allow investment funds free rein to snap up family homes, or you can finally take real action to clip the wings of these vulture funds and put an end to this unacceptable practice. Sinn Féin brings a motion before the Dáil tonight to do exactly that. And my question is very simple, Minister. Will government support this?
Thank you, Deputy McDonald. Minister, please.
And thank you, Deputy, for raising this. And just before we go into the answer, I just want to wish everybody a very happy and successful 2024. In 2021, the government took a number of actions, and that was to discourage significant purchases within housing estates by investment funds. A higher rate, 10% rate of stamp duty was introduced on the purchase of 10 or more houses in a 12-month period, and planning guidelines were issued to restrict the bulk buying of houses and duplexes. So Section 28 guideline was issued to all the planning authorities, which aimed to prevent multiple homes being sold to a single buyer. Planning applications from May 2021 are subject to those restrictions. And I think it's important to say that since the introduction of those measures in 2021, the increased level of stamp duty has applied to 1% of the total new homes built. So it's quite a small percentage of the overall homes being built. I think the planning application for Belcamp Manor actually predated the new restrictions. But, I suppose the way to deal with all of this is increased supply in our housing stock, and we all agree on that. And indeed, I was in Dundalk on Monday past there, and can I just say the number of new housing developments there is unbelievable. There's thousands of new houses being built, and that is happening right across the country. 30,000 new homes built in the last year. The number of planning permissions is way up. The number of commencements is way up. Mortgage approvals are at a record high. 500 first-time buyers are drawing down their mortgages every single week. So the policies of this government are working. Now, compared to your own policies, like what do Sinn Féin want to do? You want to abolish the Help to Buy scheme, and that actually helped over 28,000 first-time buyers to get their keys last year, and you want to get rid of that. And now the latest is you want to bring house prices in Dublin down to €300,000. Now, I'm the Minister for Rural and Community Development, so how much do you think house prices outside of Dublin should be? Like, what price do you put on a house in Monaghan or Cavan or Donegal or Longford or Leitrim? So what is your policy? Is it everybody should be in negative equity? Because I'll tell you, I was talking to a farmer the other day, and his son is building a house on his own land. And he said he cannot build that house for 300,000. It won't happen, it can't happen, and that's getting the site for nothing. So if it can't be done in Monaghan, it can't be done in Dublin. And if you just look, the Society of Chartered Surveyors, they had a report out last year, and that said that the average cost of rebuilding a 4-bedroomed home was €384,000. So and that includes, they already have the site because that's the cost of rebuilding it, obviously. And then a report from Goodbody's last night said that the number of new housing starts in the final 3 months of 2023 was 51% higher than the same period in 2022, and 33,000 houses were started in 2023. So we have the highest level of house building since the crash. There's more new developments springing up all over the country, and all the time we're seeing more and more houses coming on stream, and we know we have more to do, but can I just say the policy is working. And in terms of the issue you raised, it represents a very, very small portion of the houses so that we're talking about. In fact, 1%. So we're not snapping up homes for families.
Mary McDonald.
So we know, Ceann Comhairle, and the Minister has reiterated the fact that Fine Gael and the government benches don't want housing to be affordable. There's no great surprise in that. And certainly your friend, our farming friend in Monaghan, and people beyond that know full well that if they ever had an expectation of homes being affordable on your watch, well, that expectation is truly dashed at this stage. There's no breaking news on that. Minister, I've raised with you a very specific issue. And the specific issue is this: despite your promises to the contrary, vulture funds continue to snap up family homes. And in Belcamp Manor, on the north side of this city, that meant 85% of a particular development snapped up and bought from under the noses of people who have saved really hard and who desperately want to put a roof over their heads. And I am simply asking you, having failed to thus far, I'm simply asking you to sort this out. Because last time I heard, you agreed with us that this was an unacceptable practice, so we wanted to stop. And in a bid to be helpful to the government, we are bringing forward a motion this evening with a solution to that problem to stop the vultures. And it is simply a question to you again, Minister. Are you prepared to back that solution to stop vulture funds snapping up these homes and to allow hard-pressed people, families and especially young people a chance to actually buy their own home?
Deputy, thank you. We are allowing young people the opportunity to buy their own home. Approximately 500 new mortgages are drawn down each week, so the opportunity is there. We're creating more houses. They're coming on stream more and more all the time, and we can see that. Can I just say to you that the only way that we will achieve house prices at 300,000 that you're suggesting is that if we have a recession. That's the only way the house prices are going to come down. So I'm being absolutely realistic about all of this, and I'm telling the people the facts as it is. You cannot build a house for 300,000. That is it, and that's the fact of the matter. And there's no changing that. Now, tell me, Deputy, I'll have to ask you one question. Would you build your house for 300,000? I couldn't. It's not possible to do it. So the best way is to increase supply and continue on what we're doing in terms of housing for all, and to get more houses on stream. It is happening and it will happen, and the proof of the pudding will always be in the eating. And it's happening.
Mr. Humphreys.